Welcome back to the Auction Car Reconditioning channel. I'm Brian. You know, thinking about it, I've probably done just about every video when it comes to restoring oxidized, cloudy headlight lenses and then protecting them as well. Anywhere from paint protection film to ceramic coatings to the kits you can buy locally with their wipe-on protection. I've taken a car into a booth and sprayed the lens with a 2K and a diamond coat clear. So I did have one request to see how it would hold up if I restored a headlight and sprayed them with a BOMBCAN clear you can find locally. So that would turn it into a very quick and easy DIY project you could do anywhere in your own garage, your driveway, or at home. So I'm going to give it a try today, and I picked up the acrylic lacquer clear from Rust-Oleum, and this can be used on car, trucks, motorcycle, boats, RVs, and can resist weathering, oxidation, yellowing, and is supposed to be a pretty tough clear coat. I don't know how long this thing's going to last. This is an auction car that has high mileage, so why not try it on this thing? Let's restore these cloudy headlights, spray it with the clear, see what it looks like, and then let's go through the winter with it. I picked this up to see how these go through the winter time. You know, the fun thing about auction cars is being able to pick up so many different types of makes and models and years and trying them out for a little bit before you flip them and send them down the road. Vehicles that I never would have went out on my own to purchase and seek, I get to now try and experiment with and experience. That includes Subaru. I've never had a Subaru. Let's give it a shot. But first, let's make these headlights safe, clear, crystal clear so they pass inspection, and maybe it'll stay that way for a little while. All right, I have this thing raised up. It's so nice having this post lift. Guys, the quick jacks are great, they're fine, but to lift them off the wall, set them up, hook up the hoses, plug in the motor. This thing, you just drive the car in, you kick the legs underneath and make sure everything's lined up to your jack points and then lift it, and you're up in the air within seconds, and it's just so convenient. So we have this, now I can work on it standing, not having to stoop over, sit down on a stool, and I like that so much better. Let's pop the hood. We want to get as many surface areas away from the lens as possible. Then we don't have to tape them. No, we really don't even have to lift it that high either. Let's just put something, under there, just to get it out of the way. All right, that's good enough. And then I'm going to wet sand these clean, get rid of that yellow oxidized factory layer that failed. So I don't want to brush up against the painted surfaces with the sand discs, or if you're using sheets, and then, you know, polishers as well. So let's just do what we have to do it right. And we'll mask up the areas. It's going to be quick and easy. We don't have to mask this stuff up like we're painting it. Just providing a little protection for the surrounding areas. There you go, good enough. Very quick and easy. All right, we have both sides done, and we will eventually be taping it like we're going to paint it, where we have to really take our time, but not with this. This will be coming back off. You know how masking tape, when it gets wet, and we need to remove it, dry the area completely, and then retape it. That's where we're really going to take our time and make sure, you know, everything is taped off properly. But this is going to be good enough to start the restoration process. I am going to start off with 800 grit. That is going to do the work for me. That is going to do the heavy lifting of the failed coating from factory. And then we're going to step down to 1500 grit, and that will just refine these marks. You could probably clear easily over this with no problem, but at 1500, it's still going to be scuffed up enough where the clear from the can is going to have something to anchor onto and grab onto and really have a good bond with the plastic. So and right off the bat, we had this yellow garbage, all the oxidation from the plastic lens starting to run down. We're going to keep flushing it with water. That way I can keep track of what I'm doing and it doesn't get too gunked up. All right, let me rinse this off, get it clean, clear. Look at all the garbage running down. That is that spent, failed coating from factory. And look how nice and clear it's getting already. And it's going to look fantastic when it's done. Okay, now what I like to do is use the same grit and just go over it in an area. And what I'm looking for is this residue to run down nice and white, not yellow. That means that I've sanded deep enough into the plastic that we have completely removed the oxidized failed layer. And we're just now into nice, clean plastic. And that's where we are. So I'm going to stop. Clean it off. Then we're going to go for our 1500 grit sand sheet. Or if you have discs, Trizac discs. I find these are a little bit cheaper. Those discs are fantastic, they are great, but they are getting more and more expensive. Well, I guess everything is these days, isn't it? It's just expensive to be alive these days. Crazy. Now we'll just step down. All we're doing now is refining the sand marks from the 800 grit. The 800 grit has already done the work, so we don't need to be perfect. That will do. Flush again, and you'll see it's getting clearer and clearer after every step that we perform. Okay, I am going to off camera get this done to the other headlight on the other side so we're on the same page here, and then we'll move on. By the way, the failed portion of the lens is now on the floor. All right, we now have both headlights caught up to the same point. Let's remove this trashed masking tape And since we used it, we don't have to worry about polishing the surrounding areas, especially if you were working on a nicer car, not something like this. Would have been more important, but I still do it anyway. Save time. Do it once and do it right. Now, I just want to say, you know, I keep an open mind myself. I know down in the comment section there are some that just like to do it one way and their way is the best way and that's it. No, I keep an open mind. If any of these styles that I show you in any of these videos, and that's why I do numerous, appeal to you, then stick with it and do it. If you're having fun and it works for you and it lasts, then pick one of these styles and methods and go to town. That's all I'm saying. No right or wrong answer. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to flush these corners. Flush them out, make sure none of this garbage here is stuck in the corners. And then we're going to dry the area and the surrounding areas the best we can. And then just let them sit and dry for a little while too, because having the lenses and the surrounding areas completely dry is going to be very important. I would use, I don't have the compressor over here at the new location, and I would pull this over into the paint booth bay, but I'm trying to get that to be functional, and that's a lot of work as well. So this is where we are going to get this work done today. We've given it some time, let that just air dry out around the edges. So we're good to go. I'm going to now tape carefully because we are going to be painting. And then we'll get some plastic around the surrounding areas. And then we'll go to the next step. And I'll do this with a little magic of editing because you've all seen taping and masking before 1,000 times. All right, that's as far as I'm going to go with taping and putting plastic. Ideally, you would want to put a nice sheet of plastic over at least the top first third or half of this vehicle. I didn't wash and decon this properly yet, so I'm not worried about it. If there's any overspray at all, I will get that off. Again, today we are going to use the Rust-Oleum acrylic lacquer, which is a crystal clear gloss. Put a couple layers on there, we'll let it cure, and then we'll see how it lasts through the winter time. Initially, I got to tell you, that looks really, really good. Let me get you just a little bit closer without getting overspray on my camera. All right, guys, so quite a few hours later, and they didn't cure quite as clear as it initially went on. I did do the fog lights as well. So yes, safer. And I guess technically, yes, you can do it, but with all the other methods that gave us more of a crystal clear view through the lens, even with cracks, micro cracks through it, I would save this method for last and a last ditch effort, maybe something, a quick fix before inspection. But there you go. For those that requested to try the BOMBCAN method, There you have it. This has been Brian from Apex Auction Car Reconditioning. I'll catch you in the next video.